Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play the Grinch for the Sony PlayStation 1, Sega Dreamcast, and PC. In the last video, we finished up Who Lake. We have everything done in all 4 levels of this game. We have all the missions done. We have all the presents smashed. We have all the items collected, because how else are you going to finish the missions? And now, we have to go to the highest level of Mount Crumpet and ride the sleigh. Before I do that, though, there are some things that I want to show off. There's a copter race contest Supado, which lets you see how quickly you can race through these deals, these little hoops, with the little Grinch copter. I'm not even going to bother playing on the higher difficulties, because you get nothing out of these games. And I was wondering if I would be able to fly through that at all. Doesn't matter how you fly through them, just as long as you fly through them. And you gotta land here and get here. I don't even want to play the other difficulties. I'm pretty sure they just have more rings or moving rings or something. I'm not even the least bit interested, because honestly, these things don't do anything for you except to supply a fun time. And that's not what I wanted. I can't even tell these doors apart. So we have the copter race Supado. I have no idea why it's called a Supado. And there's also the Ponkamania Supado. I don't even know if I pronounced that word right. But for Ponkamania, you have 45 seconds to squash as many pumpkins as possible with the pancake attack. The key to beating this, well, I wouldn't actually say beating this, but getting through this is just paying attention to where pumpkins spawn when, and just using your shout at the time where you are, so you can smash these things when you need to. And I thought I'd be able to get 14. Ah, well. And this thing is not letting me go back. Why do you not let me go back? Well, that's one way to do that. Thankfully, I saved the game, man. Oh. I can just do that. Also, wow, that game was really chugging along there somehow. But anyway, we need to go in here, and we need to do the sleigh ride. We do this, we beat the game. Though there's something weird going on with that little weird opening there with the bookcase. covering it up. It's probably nothing. I'm just gonna do the sleigh ride. So for here, you just use the D-pad to steer the sleigh, and that's it. And you can't miss a single gift. If you miss a single gift, you start all over. And this is where my complaints with this part begin. Come on! It's like I have to know where the gifts are ahead of time. Also, steering is terrible. The D-pad is the only controls that you have. I wish there was a button that lets you speed up. I wish there was a button that lets you slow down. I wish there was more to what we're doing here than just moving the D-pad. I'm surprised I grabbed that. My word, this is terrible. And you can run into that, though. It won't really slow you down all that much. And, are you serious? Oh, come on! Please! Like, if I miss a present, just let me pass it by and just let me get the next one. After everything I've been through, this should be not hard. I don't know what else you want me to say, game. This is a real drag on trying to beat the game. If you can't position yourself where the presents are going to be ahead of time, you're boned. You can tell why I don't like this. Because everything just feels delayed. It's not very instant. As you can see. Hey. And there we go. Once you get 10 presents, you can start shooting at Santa with the rotten egg launcher. And you want to keep shooting as quickly as possible. While keeping yourself aimed on Santa. If you can somehow do this right, within 45 seconds, this happens. You just have to fine-tune where you're facing and where your sleigh is aimed at while shooting just to hit Santa.
I believe our work here is finished.
But once you pull it off, and you get the ending.
Up the side of Mount Crumpet, he soared through the air. His plan was to hide his Who Christmas stash there.
They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. They'll all cry in a few seconds.
Welcome Christmas, Fahuramas. Christmas Day is in our grasp. As long as we have hands to clasp.
He heard a powerful sound coming over the snow. It started out quiet, but it went on to grow. Instead of sad cries, why, this sounded merry. In spite of his victory, the mean one felt wary.
How can it be so? I stole everything. The gifts, the clay figures, the socks, the Christmas trees, and the Who's are still happy? How is it so? How is it so?
The Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. What if this holiday didn't come from a store?
Maybe Christmas perhaps means a little bit more. What is happening to me? Am I having a heart attack? No, I seem to be having a heart. Max, I can feel. Max, I can't. I will say this, Max. I love you and everybody. Yes, even the Who's. Let's go. We must bring them back their gifts. Merry Christmas, Who's! I'm so sorry to have stolen Christmas. Please forgive me.
We forgive you, Grinch. I know you were a good person. Come and sing with us. Welcome Christmas, Fahuramas. Christmas Day is in our grasp. As long as we have hands to clasp. Welcome Christmas, Fahuramas. Christmas Day is in our grasp. As long as we have hands to clasp. Welcome Christmas,
You know, you're a blast good player. And for you, we have a little gift. Get ready for the ride of your life.
Wait, what? Wait, what? No. Oh no. So we're now in a race with 3 other Who's on bikes. And you have to beat this game, this little mini game, in first place in order to get the credits. You can press start. You can leave. But you won't get the credits until you beat this. Which I absolutely despise. It's like the game punishes me for beating this at 100%. Oh, you just expected the credits? Nope, you gotta do this bonus stuff that we're forcing on you. So anyway, holding X lets you throttle, accelerate, what have you. Square lets you do the brake. Left and right lets you turn, obviously. And if you hold R1, you can do a wheelie. The wheelie allows you to get a small speed boost, and it's the only way to go up the ramps. Which really stinks because you're going to be forced to go up the ramps. All the while, you will need to memorize the course and memorize stuff as you go. Because as you play through subsequent laps, the game throws more at you than it did in the previous lap. So this first lap is pretty easy. You just need to avoid logs and falling rocks and cars and caution signs and everything. But here, you'll be avoiding more things. You will have to avoid falling trees, and you also have to avoid being caught by the cops, or else you'll be forced to start the race over. Obviously, you have to avoid logs. And of course, you want to make sure that you're ahead of all the other racers, or else you're going to have a bad time. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be a shortcut of some sort, but I can't figure out how to use it for the life of me. I mean, I just can't. And in case you missed a jump, you have to try it again. And you're forced to take the jumps. I need you to move. And you can't run into the cars by any means, because they will slow you down so much, it's not even funny. I wish I was kidding. You get slowed down so much that it takes forever to get back on track. And then that happens, and you're forced to start the whole race over. I have collected everything that the game has asked me to collect. I have done everything that the game has wanted me to do. This shouldn't even be required. This should be completely optional. And yet, for some reason, the game wants to force this on you if you want the credits. Which I absolutely despise. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? You really gotta be kidding me with this. I really don't like this. You really have to memorize what happens where and when just to get through this. Oh my god. Really? If you mess up just once, you might as well just exit and start over. That's how bad this is. This is by no means an easy minigame. If you mess up even slightly, you can say goodbye to winning this in first place. I'm not even kidding. At least I'm doing well so far. I just gotta know when the cars show up, and then that will be that. At least they show up on the right side of the road, always. So at least I know that. And if I remember where the cars show up, I can always avoid those. I also have to make sure that I avoid any and all trees that are on the sides of the track. Because if I don't, they'll get in my way, and I'll be stopped by the cops, and I'll be forced to start over. And I also need to remember where the ramps are. Line myself up, press R1, press and hold R1 rather. Are you kidding me? This is why I don't like this game. This is why I don't like this mini game, and this is why I'm also not playing this again. Ever. For as long as I live. Because look at this. It's so terrible. This is made by the same people who would go on to make the Ed, Edd n Eddy game that I did some time ago, as well as the 2 3D Bugs Bunny games that I played on PS1. They made games under 3 different names. They made those Bugs Bunny games under a first name. They made this and the Ed, Edd n Eddy game under a second one. And then they switched. Then they got. Either they had a third name or they switched back to the first one for reasons later on after the name change, the first name change. I enjoyed Ed, Edd n Eddy a little bit, despite his flaws. Mostly because I watched Ed, Edd n Eddy as a kid. And the game was well in the spirit of the show. I really enjoyed the Bugs Bunny 3D games. They're really unsung and they handle things rather well. This is probably the weakest game from this developer that I played thus far. There's not much of a competition. And I can't believe I avoided it that time. Now it's time for lap 3, and I really can't afford to foul this up now. I'm sorry, I cannot. Because if I do, I'm doing this all over again, and it's not going to be fun. In any way whatsoever. Yes, I'm handling everything in the exact same way every single time. Why do you ask? Well, it's quite simple. You have to memorize getting through this like nobody's business. And there's going to be a second ramp coming up soon. It's right there. And if you miss it, you run into the cops! Why do you do this to me? I really don't like this minigame already. I know I sound like a broken record. I said that exact same sentence 3 times. But I really, really don't like this. This is so rotten. If this had been left as completely optional and you weren't forced to play it for credits, for the in-game developer credits and everything, this would be okay. I wouldn't mind. Instead, I'm forced to play this until I win. How is this fun? How is this supposed to be fun? It's not. I shouldn't have an extra thing forced on me just because I beat the game 100%. I shouldn't be punished for playing this game as well as anybody could have played it. But apparently, this is what the developers have decided to do. And I'm forced to deal with it if I want to bring this Let's Play to a close. You have no idea how unhappy this makes me feel. You seriously have no idea how bad I just want to stop playing this. I've already defeated Santa. I've already gotten the ending. I shouldn't have to do anything else. But here I am, riding a motorcycle, because the game demands it. I mean, it's fun. It's nice. This is easier to control than the sleigh. I'll give it that. But there's not much good that I want to say about this game and this little mini game that I have to play. The game, this whole game itself, like I said, it's the weakest one from the developer that I played. It's not horribly awful, but at the same time, stuff could have been done better. Stuff could have been handled differently. And we could have had a much more fun time on the YouTubes with this game. And by we, I mean myself and, of course, you, the one who was chosen to watch this. Please don't mess it up now. Finally. It took long enough. Retry? No! And that is Let's Play The Grinch for Sony PlayStation 1. Whew, boy. This game needs work. This game needed more time in the oven. Seriously. The graphics aren't that bad. You can tell what everything is and not everything, and you don't have stuff that looks like a total mess. I do like the music in this. Some of it is really good, such as the power plant music, which I think we're listening to here. Sound is pretty good too. I do like the voice acting for the Grinch, even if it's not Jim Carrey doing it. At least the Grinch sounds evil. And you have some real dog sounds and music. Why am I saying music? Real dog sounds for Max the dog. Gameplay and control is where I have the biggest... This is where I hold the biggest grudge. First of all, there's the controls for swinging on a pole. Depending on where you have your feet when you leap, you either do a low jump or a high jump. And unless you can tell the difference and what position will give you which one, you're going to do the wrong one and you have to do things over again. This is why I complained for so long after getting that one blueprint piece for the Grinch copter, and yeah, it's like the game told me I was a fool for playing it. Yeah, thanks! Thank you so much! What else is there? Some things are not very intuitive. The game does not hold your hand. And you're just expected to just shoot at things or grab a thing or pancake a thing just to, I don't know, see if anything works or can be done. I suppose if you watch these demo modes, you probably have a clue of what to do with some stuff. But if you're just immediately having a hankering to play this game, and if you're a fan of anything Grinch, I don't exactly blame you for doing it. You're going to have some trouble figuring some things out. Then there is the sleigh at the end. And the fact that if you get 100%, which you can save onto your memory card file, you can save onto your save file after you do the whole sleigh thing and the ending afterwards. Yeah, we did reach 100%. You're forced to play the motorcycle game to get the credits that we just watched a few minutes ago. Which I am also not a big fan of. Because again, you have to play it rather well just to get through all 3 laps in first place. Or else you're restarting the game, you're not getting the credits, and you're going to be left frustrated. As for the replay value, once you beat this game, there's not going to be much to bring you back. But not only that, the gripes that I had with the controls, the complaints that I had with them, the grudge that I hold against them, also make me not want to play this game again. They should have simplified the spinning on the pole controls, especially with the jumps. Since you have to be in a specific position to change the direction you're facing and also to do either of the jumps, it should have just been one type of jump and that was it. I should have been able to speed up and slow down, or at least slow down, with the sleigh. So that way I can fine-tune my direction and see where I'm going. And also to catch up with Santa whenever possible. And of course, the motorcycle stuff, the motorcycle game, minigame, which, while it is okay, it should have been completely optional. I know I'm repeating points that I've already made before, but they really need to be made. So, knowing everything about this game that I know now, would I recommend it? It's kind of a hard sell for me. It's not horrible. This game is far from horrible. But this game needed more time in development. And maybe some things simplified or made optional or something. And maybe there should have been like an actual in-game hint system. Because there are a lot of things, I wouldn't say a lot of things, but quite a few things that are not very intuitive and you can't figure out at first glance. It is amazing how it took me so long to realize that in case an enemy is upside down in the snow, you have to pancake them to get their present so you can smash it. Among other things. I had to use YouTube quite a bit just to figure some things out. And I honestly feel like an online hint system, an in-game hint system, I wouldn't exactly say online these days, but you kind of get the point. An in-game hint system would have made this a much smoother ride. Give this a try. You may like it, you may not. And if you do like it, be prepared for a challenge. That's pretty much everything that I can say about this game. And so, this has been Let's Play the Grinch for the Sony PlayStation 1 version shown, Sega Dreamcast, and PC. Hopefully I will be back with another game. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be bad. Maybe it'll be somewhere in between. Who knows? Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care. Stay safe. Thanks for watching and see y'all later.